Okay, what's next on the to-do list? Archon Shard Guide. I'm a bit late on that. So you want to learn about Archon Shards and came to a Femboy for it. I can see you're confused. In this video, I'll be going over what an Archon Shard is, what these funky space rocks do, and what to do to get them. Not in that order. So what is an Archon Shard? Put briefly, it's the funny rock keeping the force fuck amalgamation of a Warframe and the family dog alive. Okay, so quick lore dump. This asshole decided it'd be a good idea to take Brian, Viper, the owl from that really old candy commercial, if you unsuspecting Warframes, and combine them like Legos. These abominations turned out to be so unstable that Pazul got the crystal gems from Steven Universe to use as stabilizers so his new creations wouldn't die from existing. You get all that? Good. Now where do you get one? Remember how I mentioned the shards are part of the Archon's bodies and sorta fused into them? You ever played Doom? So yeah, first method is finding an Archon and slaughtering it like the godless freak that it is. If I had to recommend a build and setup for this, I'd give you the Sukuna setup I made. Archons used to be a threat, and then DE nerfed them, so you can take a Garuda with her claws built straight wrong and still clear an Archon like you're taking your morning shit. This method covers red, yellow, and blue Archon shards. We'll get to the other colors later. But now's a good time to mention that there's a chance you get a Tau-forged Archon shard. This is basically just an Archon shard, but better. No, seriously, that's it, the numbers are bigger. You have a chance to get a Tau-forged shard every weekly Archon hunt, and if you don't get a Tau-forged shard, the chances of you getting one go up your next weekly run. It's like the pity system in gacha games. Or if you're not familiar with that, I guess the, gambler's fallacy, but, you know, it actually works. Next method of getting Archon shards, Netracells. No, this isn't some new form of incel, you terminally online fuck. It's Albert Einstein's Goon Cave. To access the secret tunnels, you must collect 4 keys which each have a random debuff. These debuffs include Knives Out, Guns Only, Squid Games, Obesity, God Has Left You, Twilight, The Wrath of Zeus, and Jihadist Invasion. If I had to give a recommendation, Wisp. She has high utility, survivability, and it's Wisp. Otherwise, you can use the Garuda setup I showed you earlier. You don't need a brain to play Garuda, and once you figure that out, it'll all be pretty easy. Quick rundown. In Netracells, you try and find Epstein's double secret bunker by browsing his homework folders and triangulating the captured children. At the end, you may or may not get a regular or Tau-forged primary color Archon shard. Now the third and probably easiest way of getting Walter White's secret pre-workout is talking to Bird 3 after reaching rank 5 with the caveat and just buying it. It's pretty cheap too, honestly, although you can only get one per week and only the non-Tau-forged primary color ones. Lastly, we have Deep Archimedia. I fucking hate this one. This one's honestly a video in its own right and way too much for anyone who just discovered Archon shards and needs a guide on them. So, for the purposes of this video, I hate it and I'm not going over the glorified testicle twister 9000 here. You might be thinking to yourself, okay, but what about the other colors? What if I want something different than the primary colors? Not to worry, my sweet child, I was just about to get there. The most straightforward way of getting secondary color shards is through fusion. Take 2 Tau-forged or normal Archon shards of different kinds and use the Helminth to create a new shard. I'm not gonna explain how to mix colors here. If you're playing Warframe, you know which pigments make what. The only other way to get these is through the Fortnite Battle Pass, where you can also get normal colored Archon shards. There's one small final way to get Tau-forged shards, by the way. You can take 3 shards of a kind and fuse them together in the Helminth to get yourself 1 Tau-forged shard. Okay, so now that you've got yourself some rock and stone, what do with? I should preface this with saying that it's kind of a loaded question. Incredibly loaded. There are a million different things you can do with Archon shards, and I can't go over all of them without making this video an hour long minimum. My videos have a hella low retention rate anyway. Considering all of that, I'm just gonna go over one use case with each Archon shard, and then generalize the shards to give you an idea on the most straightforward way to get the most impact from them. Before we get into that, quick detour. We need the facilities to use them. You'll need this thing called the Helminth, which is obtained from the average average Politislop Doomtuber after reaching rank 3 with the second most functional family in the game after the Tenno and Lotus. Next, you'll need the fusion segment I mentioned earlier from Bird is the Word after reaching rank 2 with the second most dysfunctional family in the game after you and your parents. That's why you should subscribe today and let this femboy demon adopt you. Assuming you've picked all that up, let's get into actually using the shards. Starting off with the easiest shard to use, Crimson Shards. A good use case for this shard would be when you're trying to rely on secondary weapon criticals with Mesa or Yoreli. Generalization, make what hits hard hit harder. Sapphire Shards. A good way to work with these is slapping extra health on almost any Warframe and coupling it with Archon Grace. Generalization, make yourself harder to kill. P Shards. This one's more of a funsies case. Never said the use cases were purely going to be up the alley of meta cucks. Anyway, add extra parkour velocity to Nezha, trust me, it's fun. Generalization, more freedom to fuck around. Topaz Shards. It wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea to build Hildren for Blast and then use this shard to give her extra shield regen on kill. Generalization, make yourself last longer or hit harder but more technical. Amethyst Shards. A good idea would be putting extra weapon crit damage on an Energy Max Valkyr. Generalization, make your shit hit harder and fuck around with electricity. Minecraft Villager Shards. Use the extra corrosion stacks to make an armor strip Sarin. Generalization, use Sarin, she gets mileage out of every buff on the list. And that should be everything you'd need to get started with Archon Shards. Now you know where to get them, a bit of their lore, and have a general idea on how to use each one. If you're wondering why there's more video left, it's because there's a minor update about things on my end. My Discord knows this already, but I'm working on my own VTuber model. So until I get that done, I won't be doing any longer vids like this one. Well, relatively longer vids. You can expect variety pieces like my recent shorts, the Game Banana video, me having beef with whatever, and an entire comic dub series on the Gothboy X Jock comic. Don't worry, there's still gonna be the occasional Warframe content. I'm gonna be remaking my Riven vid into a short because holy shit, you do not need like 6 minutes to explain what Rivens are. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, Soccer in a Skirt at 2.5k subs, join the Discord, and check out everything below. That's all for now. Take care of yourself.